This is still, as a young player, an opportunity to take that dub, show that he is a strong player over on that Raze, and, well, maybe hype up that crowd a little bit, because it didn't go well for him in that last game.
All right, well, if this is a short day for you two casters, I want an advanced performance from you right here, right now. Can we see ZETA, the home team, continue their fairy tale story with a 2-map win here and progress into our semi-finals, or will Cloud9 kick back? It's time to find out. Tom and Mitch, take it away.
My money's on ZETA after what I've seen so far, Tom. I think a lot of the people in the audience would agree with us there, but C9 might have some bite to them, just like that Tiger did right off rip. They've sent that up from Hero Ron, cleared out the Yoru, forced him to use his gate crash to get back towards the B site, and the space is well and truly being taken last. Even the first to find a pick. The head hunter has found its mark with Zeppa down. The advantage sits with ZETA, and C9 might want to make, oh no!
Dear.
Well, Curry thought he was going to come through the wall, and well, he didn't.
It looked like he was a little bit lost in the sauce, but Vanity, he's just been wrecked through the smoke, leaving just a couple of players left, and they've gone through the TP. Now Jake is in a great position. The flash, that was a team flash. Sugar Zero gets caught, and because of that, it now turns back. The interesting thing, though, is just look at the position of Yatsuka. He has gone all the way through B. They're waiting. He's going to clear everything. Now, they can just double back. There's no way that anybody can beat them to the punch. It's just going to be on this duel. And I don't know if Oxy's going to expect anybody to be this far forward. An execution on the rotation back for the rest of the players. This is now free. Time is a little bit low, but with a full W key towards the B site, they shouldn't have a problem, and it may not even matter too much if Yatsuka can get that final frag.
They've got the time to get in here, and I like Yatsuka's patience, pulling him back into an angle where he's wide in the open. Guys, there we go. It was a firing squad there, but the guns must have jammed. Eventually, they pull it across the line, and Yatsuka, you know, he had a really rough time with his debut here. Got to play up against Fnatic.
Yeah, it is Fnatic. Well, if you have a bad day in your first game as a youth player when you're playing against Fnatic, who were the best team of last year,
I give you a little bit understandable. But for him now, a great opportunity, not just up against C9, a team that his squad has already defeated on their map pick, somewhere he's comfortable, where he gets to play his Raze. But add to that, it's his first game on the stage in front of this crowd as well, which is a huge, well, it's a huge factor, a huge environmental hazard, perhaps. But for him, I think he's going to draw from it as a young player.
An environmental hazard.
Yeah, the environment could cause hazardous results for his gameplay. There we go. That worked. I thought Ian was pulling out a sword there. He's got a 360-degree camera on a gigantic stick.
Just a weird guy, isn't he?
He is a bit strange,
Just weird.
but we love him.
We might be a little bit of a stretch. You know, it's all right. He can't hear me. I'm speaking quiet.
Yeah. He's walking away.
This is fine. All right, he's gone. Okay,
He might have heard you. But
do
some
have
things that
ourselves.
weren't being heard were things on the server. Sound issues, so there's a technical pause for now, giving a moment to breathe to C9, who, if you'll recall, lost the previous map, but won both pistols.
Yep.
They've now lost the opening pistol here on Bind. ZETA's home field advantage doubled down on.
It's interesting for me that obviously C9 have looked fairly comfortable to try and turn games around, but especially when you're running a double duelist with a Yoru, picking that defensive side is very interesting. Like, I think that coming into this one, a lot of the time you're going to have high expectations for Oxy on the attack, but defensive Yoru, yeah, it's kind of mid. I think, like, obviously you've got your ideas, which I don't necessarily agree with, but one thing I will like on this map is Vanity in hookah with a shotgun. There's only a couple of players I really think of in that position. The other is Link. Not this shotgun particularly. I feel like there's another one that is slightly better, but, you know, maybe he can make that Bucky work.
Could be the dawn of a new age. If Vanity can inspire the folks at home.
Yeah, revitalized it after Bucky FC.
Yeah, long time since we've seen the Bucky.
Who in the future, you may know them as Fnatic.
Might have heard of them.
Yeah, they're a
bit of
play
some other
they're like
esports too.
A small indie team.
Yeah, they do one or two other games. Kind of tend to do okay in them.
Yeah.
Well, this is an opportunity for Curry, 64 HP. He's been clean with the headshots, but Hero Ron gives him a taste of his own medicine. Now the space taken, the smoke out. Nobody inside of Hookah can really have a say over this site take, and, well, everything is cleared. For Vanity, you know, the bookie could be strong if they entry into hookah, but for him jumping out of it, not quite a favorable engagement. Well handled by Laz, playing with full Headhunter bullets and a Sheriff. I mean, he really wants to go for headshots, and there it is. The bookie's found one. And now he's actually ended up with a Sheriff, a chance to fight back, but there's still 4 players to pick up. Really, it's about damage for C9. How many players can they force to drop their weapons moving into the next round? And well, it's not a lot for now. Vanity could push it over the line, though. 1 or 2 more kills here, and they'll start to feel the ripple effects of that damage.
Just 1 more would be nice.
Oh, the damage
and the
done.
thing is, they've actually got to get out of there as well before the spike does the work for him. Don't worry, the Stim Beacon is available.
Stim Beacon!
To help them out. There you go, 2-0. Good start from ZETA.
When we see the Stim Beacon down, Tom, doesn't matter who's in the middle of a sentence. I want you just throwing in.
The thing is, like, I like doing it, don't get me wrong, but I can't compete.
But you don't need to. That's the thing. We're on the English stream, right? I think a lot of people won't know, so you can give it your spin, your take, at full chest. I believe in you, Tom. I believe in you.
I don't know. I'm not sure I'm up to it. Maybe we'll sub Ian in just to say the word.
Just to say Stim Beacon
and nothing else.
I reckon Ian would slay that. Ian would absolutely slay that if we need him. Whenever the Stim Beacon goes down, Ian, your job is to scream Stim Beacon with full chest.
You know what Stim Beacon is?
This is not a great start for ZETA. They've already lost a lot of players. Good hold on this B side, and
that was a quick round.
Very quick conclusion. That was the bonus round for ZETA. One C9 are expected to win, and one they very much have won.
Yeah, an absolute blitz through in towards the side.
Fan and crowd. Let's go.
Now they will be coming back in with the purchase. Now none of the ults particularly close to being online. Jake will have that orbital strike soon, however, for the defense. He got off to a decent start so far in this game. Quieter stuff from Zeppa, who I'm excited to see play the Raze. I'll be honest. I think they're given a little bit more freedom. This guy's skill level is off the charts.
Always been an exciting player to watch.
And up against Yatsuka, who, relatively unproven. This is going to be a pop flash through, but Laz is able to escape. He's actually on top of the box. We'll still fall back. Oxy is taking so much ground. In the meantime, the opposing team has started to put pressure in towards the showers. The thing is, the combo of that snake bite and the nade will hold them back a little bit longer. And okay, Oxy, he wanted that fight, and so did Zeppa.
It was a little bit mistimed. The 3 players on the A side. TP goes through. And maybe he's just trying to get that quick shot off and get out of there, but no chance that time around. Zeppa down to 11 HP after his engagement. Backing up the B site. That rotation,
I think he's got
a cautionary one, just to get the heals back up. But the problem is the A site, in the meantime, will be focused on by ZETA. Laz with a huge opportunity. 2 players about to peek him. He's just cleared the angle. Here comes the swing. He's a little closer than they expect, but he's whiffed. Curry's able to punish. C9 maintain their hold on the site. Jake goes down, and so too does Curry. But Zeppa's rotated back. He's made it just in time to slow the push, to stop it, to put the spike on the floor. 9 HP, 0 in fact on Yatsuka. A huge round from Zeppa. 3 kills already, and he's sitting healthy on 99 HP. Uran has got one hell of a task with 17 seconds left. A blast pack to throw him out of position and take him down. Zeppa, a man of many talents, and that's why we were excited to see him pick up this race.
Yeah, he's just gone from bottom of the board to second on the board in a matter of seconds in itself. 4 kills. A huge performance from him, because it did start a little bit rough. The TP strat from Oxy didn't really go to plan, but just managing to clean things up. And I think he shoots him just before that blast pack goes off, and it allows him to finish the job. Now, there's not going to be much on offer for this round for ZETA. After winning those initial couple of rounds, again, this is another map where expectations are that the defense will get the majority of the rounds. But again, we know that ZETA in these sort of pistol purchases can be deadly, so C9 have got to be careful here.
I like Oxy's use of these decoys just to clear out some of these angles. It's a strange one going back into the wall, but that's at least the info. No one's outside of hookah for now. Presence across the map from ZETA. You'll see this a lot on Bind with the TPs, but they haven't been able to get up on B long. Still some presence from the defenders there. Curry swinging out alongside Zepa to grab that kill. Last down. The Pistols don't stand much of a chance in those kind of engagements. You really need the numbers advantages if you're going to make it work. The one thing they have is an isolated Zepa. They know where he is, and they're able to take him down. The smoke's blocking off the rest of the team. The showstopper used, and it looks like they're just about avoiding the orbital strike. Unfortunately, they can't avoid Curry.
30 seconds left again. Oh, the smoke fading. Curry just taking this round into his own, a chance to maybe get himself the ace as well. The super sub, the stand-in who's come to join C9. He looks like a natural. I do wonder if Whippy sat there going, oh dear, oh dear.
Big day in Tokyo today. The Curry Grand Prix is actually on later on today in the city, and it looks like there's a competition from Curry himself. He's looking to be the #1 rated.
30 seconds left.
Phenomenal performance from him in this round. Obviously, it was against Pistols, but that is very much where C9 have stumbled and fallen in the past.
You need someone to shut those rounds down. Well, it seems like each round a new player jumps up the board, and that's going to get him the Viper's Pit online to...
That's an annoying pit.
Just shut things down into middle.
Oh, that's such an annoying pit. Look at the space it takes. Even towards hookah, or I always call it hookah, lamps. There's a safe space to sit in. Nothing they can do to deny that. And also, you can get aggressive right up in towards their spawn. Yeah, that's it. I've never called it U-Haul. It probably would be easier. I'd remember it more.
Anybody who's it, U-Haul isn't a...
Nice! Oxy!
Okay. Wanted a little bit of flare out from this Euro on the defensive side, and that has ultimately shut down any form of aggression that ZETA can have. We've seen them play these rounds slow when it came to the last map on the attack, but their success has been minimal. They've been pushed a lot throughout this. Nice work from Sugar Zero, though. Oxy will be traded out eventually, but this double stack up is going to make things a lot more difficult. 2 angles to clear almost immediately. They don't expect Vanity, and well, the trade's eventually there. Uran's done well to at least make this one look competitive, and he's heard them go through the TP, and guess what? He's going right back through the other one. He's got the Viper's Pit as well. Now, where he places this is going to make things more troublesome, because they can look to surround him. Plant going to go down. He's actually not within the pit. He's just using it almost as cover.
Oh, that's so smart.
As he looks to wrap around. He's baiting them in. They're using the showstopper on the other side. It is watched by Curry, but it doesn't even matter. That showstopper is going to achieve nothing, trying to bait him in, and Zepa lands the shot once again. This man has been the savior a couple of times, but again, we talk about these youngsters and how much, well, cognitive ability they have in those moments. A smart attempt from Uran.
Like I say, I'm becoming a fan of this guy. Every round I watch, I come out with a smile on my face seeing him do this. Now, Oxy's play here was beautiful. You saw him in the replay, 3 pieces of utility used. As you turn from the first flash, you turn, you see him running out. No, it's a decoy. You turn from the decoy flash, you turn back on, blind again, and then he swings. Really hard to deal with, but Uran's positional play is just off the charts. His flanks have been unreal. We saw that yesterday up against C9. He was tearing them apart, and this time putting down the pit, planning outside, moving around through lamps. It's just so intelligent, and okay, the read was still there from Curry, and you have to commend him from that. He turned, he realized, maybe hearing a step as he sped through, but that was his best opportunity, because otherwise they run in, Curry probably dies, but the showstopper fires off immediately and the round is over. A wise play.
Well, ZETA, they're going to pull themselves, or try and pull themselves back with a tactical pause. We saw that in the last map have high amounts of impact. It is looking like almost a reverse story of the last map. C9 obviously winning both pistols, but struggling in the buys. Remember, it was round 8. That was the one other round that they managed to win in that first half. We'll see if ZETA can do a little bit better here. I do think that even just getting 4 or 5 rounds on this attacking side can sometimes be enough. I'm not so confident when you're up against a Yoru Raze comp, though. I still expect a decent amount of attack rounds to come in from C9, them feeling confident on this map, having played it not too long ago. I'm going to see what can actually be done here. Bear in mind, ult-wise, not really a lot to be played with for ZETA either to sort of pad the gaps a little bit. In fact, it's just going to be the Guardian and once again, some pistols and a Marshal.
Blinded.
Now we see a very similar setup. I guess the Nats of old. Viper wall up towards Lamps. Orb as well. Obviously these days, it's a little harder to make that properly work. Fake teleport from Oxy as he goes back towards the spawn, but maybe he does wish he was around this A side. They might need reinforcements. 3 players here at least, and 3 very impactful ones at that. It's Zepa to take the first blood. Uran down. Big player for the squad of ZETA. Now out of the round, but Laz steps up to the plate. Quick kill, rifle on the floor. But he doesn't want to retrieve it. He doesn't need to. Not when he's got this weapon in hand and an ultimate that he could pop.
Yeah, it's whether or not they believe they can take this ramp. The thing is, the push into the A site was attempted to just be a ruse. Guardian retrieved. Now we're going to get the info out from Oxy, though. This is actually huge. He's going to spot a couple of players, even going to try and just go for it from behind, baiting them out with the util, and he will take down Sugar Zero. The spike now pushing through as Oxy looks to try and do more damage. One more man to deal with, and he's got the shorty if needed. He's going to try and go for the knife. Definitely wants to show that extra flair with this agent, and while ZETA, the only damage that was done was on the wrong side of the map.
Now listen, Tom, if you're going to ask me, do I prefer, is that your setup or the one inside the TP? Maybe that one. That one was pretty good. That was very
So what
nice.
you're saying is the professional player for Cloud9 has a better setup than you, and you're acting
Slightly.
like that's news.
Slightly. I am impressed by what Oxy's bringing to the table. He might be marginally better than me.
Just marginally, okay.
At theory crafting. Just slight. Just
And what about with, like, aim?
close game. We'd have to set up a tournament, a competition, a 1v1 perhaps. But, you know, my schedule's pretty busy.
Yeah,
I don't know
I've
that I
seen
can
you
make that
versus
work.
pro players before.
All right. Well,
In
there's
fact,
no,
both
yeah,
of you
okay.
need to use
It looks like Curry's picked up the first kill, Tom, so you can stop talking about that. Yatsuka already down. Big kill with Uran following, and ZETA on their buy round, stumbling into it. C9 just picking them apart, isolating every duel. No potential for trades. This has been a tough one for the ZETA squad, and all their credits were invested into it.
Well, we saw yesterday C9 start the day out slow, and then absolutely blitz their opponent in the second map of the day. It just happened that those were against different teams. It's looking like they might be doing the same once again. Laz has at least found one. He was incredibly clutch in that last map, but they need so much more. A 2v4 scenario ensues as they look to try and turn that tide back. The thing is, though, they're surrounded. You already have Vanity in a deep enough position that he can hold them in on the backlines, but also switch back if they try and head through the TP. Also just getting in the back of their minds, and Oxy's not losing that battle. Now for Hero Ron, well, he's hoping he can find a gap. He spotted Vanity running back towards the long. That's a piece of information that might help him out at least a little bit. Means he can probably get a safe plant within the tube, but well, he's anything but safe from this point. Being spammed from every which way, and he will get absolutely nothing. Another clean round from Cloud9 as they increase their advantage even further, and even round 8 couldn't save them.
I'll tell you what, Tom, what we're seeing here, as Ian Chambers would say, this is some advanced gameplay from C9. They're looking fantastic at the moment. And I think, you know, if I'm C9, I don't change anything. You just keep doing the same thing. Rely on Oxy having these nasty setups. He's the one that will be, I guess, providing that little bit of extra depth. And outside of that, it remains the same. Hold your choke points, let ZETA walk in and isolate every duel as it has been. For ZETA, I want to see them group up. I want to see them move as a unit, try to obliterate them.
Let's play.
Double flashes towards B long, a very tough situation to deal with. They're using the tour de force to try and bridge the gap on this low buy round. The operator in Vanity's hands, though, is doing all the work. And
yeah, the Sky Op. Not the most common. Oh, the spades could be problematic. I don't know how he's managed to survive that. The spam through, not getting quite as much damage as would have been hoped for Uran. Normally a maestro with the Sheriff. Still, though, a tour de force in Laz's hands. He was world class with the operator. Feels like a lifetime ago that we saw him play the roles that really suit. But even still, again, they've got a two-man disadvantage just to try and get anything done.
Blinded.
And they're running into a three-man crossfire.
Teleport's ready.
it's the op still. Even on 20 HP, Vanity's confident to swing out wide and hold that angle. He's set up again. I don't even know who point of contact will be. I feel like at this point, C9 are confident in just taking their battles close angle
30 seconds left.
from Oxy. No gate crash to get out of there. They might not be checked on the way through. They've got a smoke, so Laz is able to clear it. Cerebral play. It's just down to Jake on site. Tucked in the corner, grabbing Sugar Zero, leaving Laz to try and eliminate them all. 2 shots left in the tour de force, but they won't get a chance to be fired.
Yeah, a nice attempt, but wasn't able to do it all. Operator going to be saved, and C9 have gone on a streak of 7 rounds in a row. For ZETA, this is now starting to really become problematic. They have not been able to find any which way back in, be it through the passive setups that C9 have had or really aggressive pushes. Like, that's what I've liked so far by C9. This defense has been dynamic. It hasn't just been this one sort of setup that's been working out for them. They have constantly pushed and pulled ZETA in which ways that they don't know how to deal with. And now they come in, like, that's the thing. We've seen multiple ult rotations at this point from ZETA. They have nothing other than the rifles in their hand. Nice start at least from Yatsuka, but Oxy! Oh, this man has been on fire.
There's very little negative to say about this round for C9. Laz, again, having a big clutch to make happen, walking into the operator, but Vanity has not been missing. Perfect play from the defensive side. 8 rounds on the board, and that was a real blink and you miss it kind of round. So quickly finding all of those kills, and even abandoning the operator now. They've just dropped it out of the map. Like, Oxy is just phenomenal. This guy's a sensational player. The Yoru looks good. I was excited for it, and I've not been disappointed, let's say it that way.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, again, I feel like he has been so difficult for them to deal with. It's definitely been a rough game so far for the side of ZETA, yeah. Other than the pistol second round, there really has been absolutely nothing. Zuka at least has that showstopper to try and put something into the round, but he's dead the second. He didn't even get to finish the voice line. Jake puts him in the dirt. That was their one major thing in this round, I guess, other than the Lance rifle. The tour de force helping him to have a few extra credits here and there, but the thing is, he's not been playing bad. He's been able to get a couple of kills here and there in the rounds, but it's not been enough for them to actually win any of them.
No, that's it. You know, his stats might look reasonable, but at the end of the day, it hasn't been able to even come close to converting to a round win. We need so much more from the side of ZETA. Vine certainly looking good for C9, and no signs of slowing down. Round after round of successful play. Oh, that shorty won't quite work out. Laz still has to find 4 more kills, an ace to win this round. An all too familiar storyline for this player. He's gone for the TP, but he hasn't got the spike. So that's going to be a bit of an issue, and maybe even just wanting to carry the weapon left forward.
Or
I doubt it.
Tour de force.
Double TP in.
That's the only thing I can think of, is just try and get as close to your ultimate as humanly possible. Hope that maybe this sort of loosens where some of the players are. Maybe give him a 1v1 duel, but Oxy is turned into a demon. He was good in the first map, decent maybe, but he has been phenomenal in this second. 13 and 6. Vanity himself has been up there as well. 9 and 2. Utter domination on this defensive half. There has been nothing to write home about from ZETA's side of things, and it seemed like they ran out of ideas a long, long time ago.
Yeah, definitely. And anything they have tried to throw together just has been met with an iron defense from the side of C9. You know, ZETA are very much getting the Fennel treatment right now. We're seeing the same side of this defensive half that Fennel did. Oh, no. 1-to-1 trades. They're the best ZETA have had to open things up, at least. Showstoppers online, not finding anything, spams. Also falling flat. Yatsuka stepping up to the plate, but the return is there. Not with an op this time, but Vanity can still get the damage done, rifle in hand. ZETA will look elsewhere to try and recover this round, and it's Uran walking up on A. He's been so good at flanks and lurks, but not this time. Curry, wise to his tricks, has left this down to a 1v3 and even closed it himself. A beautiful anchor on the A site. And a near flawless half from C9, shy of losing the pistol. They didn't have any hiccups.
Yeah, that's the funny thing about Curry. I feel like I haven't seen him in a while. He's 11 and 4.
He's only died 4 times.
He's been fantastic, but it's just the fact that a lot of these defensive rounds have been so aggressive that he's just chilling on the A side. Like, don't worry, guys. If they do go A, I'm going to win us the round. But you kind of haven't needed me just because you're just running right. Like, Vanity has been playing insanely well. Oxy as well, and yeah, there hasn't been a weak link. And on the other side of things, yeah, they just didn't seem to have the depth on that attack to really find any gap in that C9 defense. Now going on to the attack side, as I said, like, I expect the attack side to be harder, but when you're running this Yoru Raze, you have two very prominent players who can take that entry, and also just the fact that ZETA have looked a little bit flat on their own map choice. I don't see a road back into this one for ZETA.
No, I very much agree with that. You know, we talked about Laz being one of the original Yorus on this map and knowing kind of what Oxy might want to throw out there, but there's a difference between understanding how you play a Yoru, understanding how Oxy might want to use that util, and actually reacting to it, like that B long play, flash into decoy into flash, then the peek. Like, what do you even do in that scenario? There were 3 players there. None of them could see a goddamn thing because of how much utility was bombarded their way. And then a lot of the time he has Vanity with him too. So it's Yoru flash, decoy, sky flash, Yoru flash, now you're dead.
The thing is, he normally as well has a fake out set up somewhere so that you're expecting now to be pushed from somewhere, and it's actually a fake out and he's somewhere else and he's just completely bamboozled.
And the other thing is, if you dump utility, so Yoru flash, decoy, and you just start bombarding it back, he's going to TP back to the site. And just go, okay, now how are you going to push the site? You got no util left.
Exactly.
It's really, really nice play. And I think from this point, yeah, ZETA would have to just have a godlike performance. Even comparing what they did on the previous map, like this would have to be the best showing they've had so far. I think we're going to Lotus. We'll have one hell of a close game there. I have to hope that they built on what they learned because, you know, playing against Fnatic will teach you a lot. But they only got 5 rounds there, and I guess that means there are a lot of opportunities to patch up the holes.
Yeah. Hopefully for their sake they don't lose this many in a row. Laz, it's just not the start they were looking for. If they were going to have any response, Sugar Zero could at least get one, but even still the advantage sits strongly with C9. Nade through. Vanity's going to take some damage, but he has the heals to help out at least the other members of his team. Can't help himself, unfortunately. That Boombot is going to clear the position. Nice work from Yatsuka to at least get one. I don't know if there's much more to be had. A nice attempt, and now it's all left onto Yoran. It seems like they know exactly where he is. And this decimation continues. We mentioned the fact that yesterday ZETA lost 11 rounds in a row.
Yeah.
They have again lost 11 rounds in a row.
Yeah, this is, well, you know, the funny thing is that was their second map yesterday. It's their second map here today. Might even compound. It could get worse. In fact, Tom, it should get worse because now it's the pistol that they've lost since the 11th.
They have to force. There's no point trying to take this from 12-2. We've seen miracles in the past, but that would have to be the best of them.
Just Taylor, we're back on the server, and look at the buy. Look at the difference. A forced buy from ZETA's, a few pistols, a Marshall. Now that can be dangerous. Sheriff Marshall, Headhunter as well. But it's rifles across the board for C9, and scarily, it's Zeppa, Judge in hand, probably going to be following on that dog. The Tiger leading the way, the Judge following, and, well, Jury and Executioner most certainly. Zeppa going to catch the one down below. Yes, he is. His second kill up close. The weaker weapon on the side of C9, doing a lot of the work, leaving just one. Yatsuka, we mentioned the Marshall. Well, there's only one player, well, 2 players, in fact, that will be vulnerable to the body shot, but another 2 who he's got to hit heads. A tough 1v4, to say the least.
There. Grenade!
Trying to clear out some of these positions, but Curry ready and waiting. 12 rounds in a row for C9. You're not going to see something like that too often. And now just needing one more, and as we've already mentioned, that was a force buy. So the buy is not going to improve much. The Yatsuka, it's looking like another bleak scenario coming into the team. And we will also probably talk about it in the break, but previously when they played over on Lotus, he was in the team. I wonder if they keep that.
I think they swap back.
Just because Kaeda has definitely been one to make more of a mark thus far. It's just whether the comp is more important than the player playing it.
C9 look to close it out here, and again, ZETA have a lot of weaknesses to work with. There's the joke for Yoran. He's caught in the spams afterwards. Flash in, Hero Ron is caught by it. I thought he'd avoided it. They sent it right into the back of the site. Looks like C9 just cannot make a mistake. Even wall banging Hero Ron as we swapped over to see a butchery on the A site. 4 versus 2. Laz is a headhunter and a shorty. Sugar Zero on a Bulldog. The hopes and dreams of this Zeta squad to find a 2-0. Not looking to be realized here today. Big play needed from Laz. They jumped the angle. Good shot. Oxy down. Vandal to be recovered. He's going to get it. Now maybe an opportunity with this rifle in his hand, but no, they're too quick to chasing down. The confidence of C9, Tom, is on full display. And now Zeta only have one man left. With the B side, look, C9 don't even know where they want to take this. The dealer's choice.
Yeah, it really is just a run all the way across the map. Sugar Zero at least guessing right in the end, but you have to think 1 versus 3. He has had a quiet game. So he's going to manage that first. Puts it into a 1 versus 2, maybe garner them a 3rd round and not have it be a 13-round streak for C9. But even still, he's got so many angles left to clear, so many positions that they can be in, and Curry is going to swing off the back of the flash. 13 rounds in a row from C9. A pistol, and the follow-up is all they lost in this entire map. After losing their own choice, I think they've shown that playing them on Bind, not a good idea.
Let me tell you, Vanity, he might be top of the scoreboard when it comes to kills. His op play on Sky looked fantastic, but his flashes in these last couple rounds especially were phenomenal. I don't know how he was consistently hitting players. Even that last one, it's like he could see his screen. Like he knew exactly when he was going to peek the corner. And this is a much better face from C9. In fact, replicating their performance in map 2 yesterday up against Fennel. They 13-2'd them. Now they face another Japanese squad, 13-2 map 2. But this time, they've got to do it on a 3rd as well, and that could be a different story.
The respectful, wonderful Japanese fans continue their applause for both teams here, but after losing their pick, Cloud9 clap back in this quarterfinal, taking Zeta to a 3rd and final map. C9 looking to put some NA in the semi-finals, Tom.
Yeah, no, the thing is, it's nice to see the series go the distance. It's maybe just the manner in which it's gone the distance, which isn't quite as enjoyable if you're sat within this arena right now. I will say the crowd wasn't silenced because, of course, the Japanese fans, wonderful in their way of cheering for their opposing side, but oh my, that must be a rough one to reset for the side of Zeta.
All right, well, we're going to take a reset here and now, but when we come back, our first quarterfinal here live in Tokyo, Japan at the Ryogoku Kokukikan Arena will conclude. Who's going to take it? We'll find out when we come back.